Good morning, guys. It's Thursday morning. An amazing sunrise this morning. I am here, the last couple of verses of chapter 2, Matthew. So here it is. Yesterday we read verse 21, where it says, So Joseph got up and returned to the land of Israel with Jesus and his mother. But when he learned that the new ruler of Judea was Herod's son, Archelaus, he was afraid to go there. Then it says, Then after being warned in a dream, he left for the region of Galilee. So the family went and lived in a town called Nazareth. This fulfilled what the prophets had said: he will be called a Nazarene. Now, here it is again. We see another crisis for this Savior. And it's funny, right? He just came to the world. Just for him to get here, there was just so many crises, so many things that had to be overcome just for him to get here. And here it was, he's just born, and it continues. The enemy sometimes, when something good and spectacular and magnificent is about to take place in your life, there's crisis from every angle, and those are the times when we want to give up. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so difficult. Jamaicans like to say, I can't bother with that. It gets real stressful. But here it was again. After he heard that Herod died, that was the king who wanted to kill him and had killed all the babies just to try to get to him. God preserved him. He went back to the land of Israel on God's instruction, and he did not go into Judea, but he ended up turning aside to Galilee and into a town called Nazareth. And another prophecy was fulfilled, that Jesus would have been called a Nazarene. Now, what I want to zero in on is the fact of all these fulfilled promises. Here it was, a culmination of promises. Every time you see the life of Jesus, you see, and this happened to fulfill what was prophesied, and this happened to fulfill what was prophesied, and this here again is in fulfillment of another prophecy. God is well able to fulfill the prophecies concerning your life. God is well able to make sure that you get all the way. Every single step of your life leads you to your destiny. Some of it wasn't pleasant because going here and going there and running, the family basically had to get up and move, get up and move, get up and move. Was not pleasant, but it reminds us that God is well able to fulfill his word to you, to fulfill his promises made to you about your life. What is it that you're wondering, like, is this really for real? This is what I thought I was going to be. This is what I know God said about me, but I'm wondering. No, this is not the time to wonder. This is the time to remember all these little fulfilled promises, and many of them seem so haphazard. A Nazarene, and I call him out to Egypt. How, when, where? That's not for you to worry about. Think about the fact that here it is, another prophecy fulfilled, and reminded that God is willing to fulfill the promises in your life if you trust him and take his guidance. Remember, again, it says he was born in the dream, and so he turned aside and he went to Galilee and lived in a town called Nazareth. He was in tune with God to be in a place to hear and know when God was talking to him. Get yourself into that place in the midst of all the hustle and bustle. Find that place where you're still listening to God and getting his direction on what exactly is the next step to the fulfillment of your promises, of the promises made to you about your dream. So that's my word of encouragement as we go into today. God keeps his promises. He will fulfill his promises that he's made to you. That's what I want to remind us today. And remember, he will, because he loves you. And I do too. Be blessed. Have an awesome Thursday.